Hey folks, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. All right, folks, it was a roller coaster day for Bitcoin and the crypto market. In the morning, we got the news that Michael Saylor has sold, or I should say, Strategy has sold a great amount of Bitcoin. In fact, it's about 3,588 Bitcoin. This was sold between June 29th and July 5th at an average price of $60,197. So the market started turning bearish and dumping a bit, but then Trump came out and started talking about Bitcoin and how potentially we could see Bitcoin be put into the new Trump accounts. And I was literally talking about crypto going in Trump accounts in yesterday's podcast. I tweeted about it yesterday that this is a good thing overall, regardless of your political beliefs. And certainly over time, crypto could be added as crypto becomes part of an index fund or there's a dedicated index fund for crypto. So Trump says, look, there's a possibility. He says he's open to it, that Bitcoin could be added. And as you can imagine, crypto as an asset class overall can be added. So Bitcoin rebounded and then it pumped to $64,000. Right now, we're just below $64,000 at $63,897. So on the daily chart, the RSI still has room to run. It's around the neutral zone. And the MACD shows the bulls are in full control because it recently flipped back to bullish. So that's very good. Now, how high are we going? That's the big question I know many people have. And I believe it's about 70,000. This is like another relief rally. Probably we're going to get hit or reject off the 200-day moving average. And I hope not. I hope we can break through. And we'll have to see, is the bottom officially in? Because the bottom signals are there. We've been following the bullish divergence on the weekly chart, which has appeared at every bear market bottom. But it doesn't mean the price can dip a bit lower before we find a true bottom and start reversing, right? In a bullish divergence, you have a descending price action, but an ascending RSI. I don't make the rules. This is just the textbook stuff, right? So this is on the weekly time frame. And of course, the inverse of that is the USDT stablecoin dominance. That is forming a bearish divergence where you have an ascension of the dominance and then a descension of the RSI. So the signals are there. We're very close, guys. You could argue we're at the top of the ninth inning and maybe there's a little bit more to go and then we hit the bottom and then it's done and we are in full reversal mode. But let's hope we get surprised that the bottom is in and we continue to rally. And a great sign is that Strategy, despite selling a significant amount of Bitcoin, the buyers stepped in. So that's a very good sign. The market absorbed that shock really well. Now, the other factor I have to share, it's a bit silly, but it does hold true because inverse Cramer, Jim Cramer is turning bullish on NVIDIA. That's a kiss of death. You all know that. Inverse Cramer, right? So he tweeted out, NVIDIA says its roadmap is intact. That to me means buy. Ouch. You know what's about to come. I tweeted out the AI bubble is about to deflate. Rotation of capital back into crypto. Now, is this guaranteed? Of course not. But there's a strong probability that this is a signal, right? That AI is going to start to lose some of its momentum because remember, markets, regardless of the asset class, does not go up in a straight line. Markets correct and they're cyclical. So you're going to see rotation of capital, in my opinion. And we also continue to see a lot of other folks are buying the dip for Bitcoin and other altcoins like digital asset treasury companies. So despite Michael Saylor's strategy selling, you have others that are buying. So public company Strive purchases 17.76 Bitcoin for over $1 million. You got Bitmine, Tom Lee's Bitmine. They bought another $74 million in Ethereum. And Tom Lee is anticipating a boost from the Clarity Act. So we're going to talk a bit about that soon. But as mentioned earlier, Trump came out today, said, I'm a big fan of crypto and, Bitcoin could be added to the new Trump accounts. But we also got an update from the White House regarding the Bitcoin reserve. It says here, Bitcoin's U.S. reserve still a work in progress as federal agencies hash it out. The White House says it's still evaluating the best structure for the federal fund to hold Bitcoin as a long-term reserve and a separate stockpile for other crypto assets. So we got to wait here. And I think they should wait because the Clarity Act hasn't passed yet. So even if you put out a great idea, it may not get the attention you want it to get. So it's better that you get the big elephant in the room done, and then you start bringing out these other ideas for crypto tax legislation, the Bitcoin Reserve. It'll be a much easier sell to Congress. And right now, you see that they can't even get the Clarity Act done in time. In fact, the new deadline is set at August 7th because Congress, the Senate, they go on recess starting August 10th, and then they're not back till the middle of September. So time is of the essence. It's running out here. Obviously, Patrick Wood of the White House set the deadline to July 4th. Obviously, that wasn't a deadline set in stone. That was a target date he was aiming to try to push the Senate to do this. But guys, it's we better do it now because I don't see this happening in September with the midterm elections. You can imagine how things are going to get crazy then. It would be great if they're able to get this done before the August recess, and this aligns with Bitcoin's rally, and maybe it gives Bitcoin the steam to push through that 200-day moving average, and it solidifies that the bottom is in. Doesn't mean we're moving to new all-time highs. So please understand that it just means we have entered back into a bull market, and it's the slow, steady climb until we hit those bullish momentum areas and we have parabolic moves, right? But there's a process, a path to get there. So please understand when I say that we're back in the bull market, doesn't mean things are going to go 100x overnight or in 6 months. That's not how it works. If you've been a student of the market, you understand what I'm talking about. But it would be like in 2022, FTX collapses, but then come January, February, the market reversed and we started entering the bull market phase. Was there still volatility? Absolutely. But we were in a clear uptrend. Yes, slow and steady, but in a clear uptrend versus a downtrend. So please understand the nuance and the context there. So folks, fingers crossed, so the Senate can get this done. And this aligns with the rally. I said in yesterday's podcast that I believe Trump's crypto disclosure does not help the case, with everything that he's got going on with the amount of money he's made, the meme coins and all these things. So let's hope the Democrats and Republicans can find a compromise, because there's a larger ethics issue. It's not just crypto, it's not just Trump, all of Congress, right? And they're trading stocks, gold, and all these different things. We need to have some sort of ethics regulations in place, but we'll see how it all pans out. Now, folks, I'm personally buying the dip, as I've been telling you guys, and one place I'm doing it is on iTrustCapital, because iTrustCapital allows you to invest in crypto as well as precious metals like gold and silver via an IRA. Now, some of you may be like, why would I want to invest via an IRA? I can do it on an exchange like Coinbase and others. Well, this gives you the tax advantages. When you sell your crypto for a gain, you have to pay capital gains tax, whether it's long-term or short-term. Well, if you do that in the IRA via iTrustCapital, you don't have to pay those taxes. So this is where if you have a long-term view or you want to split your portfolio, you have your regular in and out cryptos, and then you have your long-term bag that's sitting in here. This will shield you from those capital gains taxes. And you can buy and sell crypto as well as precious metals like gold and silver 24/7. It's low cost, no monthly fee. And if you have an existing 401k or IRA, you can roll it over to iTrustCapital's version. So this is a great option, guys. Taxes really suck, especially capital gains, right? You get hit big time. So you can shield some of your investments via iTrustCapital's IRA. And by the way, they're going to add stocks pretty soon. So you'll have diversification. You have access to these three asset classes. They also have a great custody solution called Premium Custody Account. So this uses institutional grade crypto custody like Coinbase Prime, which BlackRock uses. So you're getting tier 1 level crypto custody, and it's a closed loop system. So if anyone hacks into your account, they can't withdraw anything. It's only set up to withdraw to your bank account, and it's low fees, and it's 24/7. So you go in and out whenever you want. So this is a great option. And by the way, with the gold and silver product, guys, it is the physical asset. So it's not paper gold or silver, like other platforms offer. So if you ever want to redeem that asset, you can do it, and it's custodied at a bank in a bank vault. So this is a great option. iTrustCapital really setting the bar high here, and you got to check it out, guys. I have an account with them, and by the way, I have a support contact that you can contact if you need help or you have any questions. His name is Ryan. His contact information will be in the description. And if you sign up with my link, you can get $100 funding bonus. So go to itrustcapital.com/go/thinkingcrypto to learn more. Okay, folks, we've got a bunch of altcoin news. We're going to talk Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar as well. So, Ethereum prepares for a complete overhaul and biggest upgrade since the merge, Vitalik says. So, it's funny how when we're nearing the bottom, these things are starting to flip, right? It looks like all parties are ready to start pushing big developments and upgrades as we head back into that bull market. So the Ethereum developers are embracing Vitalik Buterin's long-term vision. And it says here the lean Ethereum straw map updated earlier this week has gained support from many of the network's researchers, though several say the biggest challenge won't be deciding what to build, but how quickly it can happen. So it's great to see that there's development activity, progress being made. There's obviously been a lot of departures from the Ethereum Foundation recently, so things not looking too great. But I don't think that's an issue. Ethereum continues to get significant adoption. I've been sharing a lot of news items where a lot of firms are starting their building process with Ethereum. Now, Ripple secures a full MiCA license for crypto services across Europe. This is a big win. Many of you know Europe's version of the Clarity Act is called a MiCA regulation, and all companies are trying to get the licenses because the law is in effect and you can't operate without it. So it's great to see Ripple doing this, and they're going to push the XRP ledger and their stablecoin RLUSD across the European Union here, and working with many different banks and much more. So Ripple said it has received full authorization under the European Union's MiCA crypto regulatory framework for after Luxembourg's financial regulator granted the company a crypto asset service provider license. The authorization follows Ripple's preliminary approval in June, and together with the company's existing electronic money institution license, allows the blockchain payments company to offer regulated crypto asset services across the European Economic Area. Ripple said the approval makes it one of a small number of digital asset companies with full authorization under MiCA. The company now holds more than 75 regulatory licenses worldwide, including authorization from the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority secured in January. So Ripple making huge progress here. Many of you know I'm an XRP holder. I'm bullish on XRP, but I'm diversified. I hold ETH, I hold Stellar, Lumens, I hold Bitcoin, and more. And speaking of Stellar, UNDP and Stellar extended their partnership to scale blockchain-based digital payment solutions across UNDP country offices. So this is the United Nations, right? So this is huge. And many of you may have caught my interview recently with Danelle Dixon, who's the CEO of the Stellar Development Foundation. We talked about the DTCC selecting Stellar. We talked about MoneyGram launching their stablecoin on Stellar. We talked about Bermuda using Stellar to move their economy on chain, which is incredible. So you got to check out that interview, guys. Lots happening in the Stellar ecosystem. I am an XLM token holder, so I have exposure to these projects that are getting a lot of adoption. And remember, markets are cyclical. A lot of people are going to say, but look at the price, Tony. Look, it's all down. Well, yeah, we're in a bear market. And this is where there's a disconnect, right? People think automatically positive news must mean the price must pump. Eventually, this news will become priced in, but it's the matter of the timing of the market. So you have to understand that. That's why even in the stock market, if the stock market is in a downtrend, or stock is correcting, doesn't matter what positive news is happening, it's going to keep going down. Now, when you look at the technicals and you see, okay, is the asset oversold, you may see a little relief rally and then a crash back down. These are the nuances you have to understand about charts and news and all these things. It's so important to get it so you're not confused as to, hey, I see this positive news, why isn't the price pumping? Well, it's not that simple, right? Markets, you have to understand the sentiment. Again, the market cycles and all these things is so important. Okay, moving ahead. Paradigm leads $5.5 million seed round in MX1 Global to expand tokenized sovereign debt platform. Guys, the tokenization race is on fire right now. It's so hot. Everybody's involved. So MX1 Global, which helped coordinate the issuance of on-chain sovereign bond USD M1, has raised a $5.5 million seed round led by Paradigm. The startup plans to expand the use of USD M1 as collateral across regulated financial markets, M1 ex-president and COO Jordan Goldman told the Block. So tokenization of different assets across the globe is happening, and obviously they're doing it on blockchains, guys. That's the only way you can do it, and that's why The biggest institutions in the world are getting involved. This is where the puck is heading. The token economy, blockchain powering the capital markets, the economies, and governments. And speaking of tokenization, Securitize, which just went public on the New York Stock Exchange, this is the firm that has helped many companies to tokenize assets, including BlackRock. They are looking to do acquisitions and they have a $400 million war chest. So this is going to get very, very interesting, right? They got the money, they can go buy competitors, they can go buy folks who are innovating and doing things they're not doing. So watch out, man. And I will be grabbing up this stock, not right now because they just went public. I'm going to wait for, the price to crash down, just like I did with the Circle stock, right? I don't buy into companies going public or doing IPOs. I buy when those assets are down in the dumps and there's blood in the streets and people are giving up and the attention's not there. So I have the ability to have the maximize my returns. So really, really interesting. Keep an eye on Securitize. You know they're going to do something big. Now, final news item, Russia's largest bank plans crypto wallet launch as Moscow clears market path. Guys, all across the globe, we're seeing the building. A lot of people are distracted by different things, pop culture, politics, and all these things, not paying attention to what's being built. And it's not because I'm invested in crypto that I'm saying that. The point is, this technology is going to be the infrastructure. So it's like the ability to grab part of the internet in the 90s and internet companies because it was going to change the world. The same thing's happening here. And we are in another industrial revolution. I've talked a lot about this over the years. You got crypto blockchain, you got quantum, you got AI, you got robotics, you got space travel, new developments in energy and solar and all these things. We are in the next industrial revolution. And guys, blockchain rails, as I've been saying, will power the governments, the economies, and the capital markets. So this is why I'm taking my bet. Obviously, do I hold stocks? Yes. Do I have some real estate property? Yes. But my biggest bet is in crypto because look at what the hell is happening. So services will integrate into Sberbank Online and Sberbank Investments once the On Digital Currency and Digital Rights Bill takes effect in September. I hope the people in the Senate are paying attention to this because we're seeing legislation being passed by the UK. Obviously, the EU has done it already. Russia, and there's other countries. We've covered Thailand, we've covered Kazakhstan, just everywhere we're seeing it, man. Even I think was it yesterday or the day before I talked about South Africa passing their crypto tax legislation. So these things are not making the major headlines on Fox or CNN or whatever other mainstream news outlets, but this is where you gotta be financially educated. You got to take the time to go through this information. But Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, plans to offer a crypto wallet. Why the hell would they do that? I thought, so to some people, this is all a Ponzi, a scam, magic internet money, a money laundering thing, right? Because they just read headlines. They may see, oh, crypto is only associated with Donald Trump, but they haven't gone past that and educate themselves. So I hope that, if you're a new listener or a viewer, that I'm opening up your eyes as to what's being built here. And it's insane that so many are missing it. But I guess this is the nature of markets, right? Not everyone will get it. Not everyone has the ability to understand it. And not everyone wants to take the time to learn it. So those who do that and they take their positions appropriately, right? Not buying into pumps, buying the blood on the streets, having the long-term view, it will work out well for them. So incredible stuff. Let me give you some more context because it's significant here, right? The wallet would give Sberbank clients access to authorized cryptocurrencies inside the bank's own apps. Sberbank also plans to build a digital depository for storing and accounting for the tokens. Here's a quote. As regulations emerge, we will prepare a service for our clients. Essentially, it will be a crypto wallet, which we will implement first in Sberbank Online and Sberbank Investments. Sarev said. So this is Kirill Sarev, and I probably butchered that, but he's the first deputy chairman of the bank's management board. So guys, banks, stock exchanges, governments, the largest financial institutions in the world, all getting involved. I hope you see what's happening. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Be sure to support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. I put out a write up today, guys. Go read it. Go take a look at the information. I publish once per week, so you're not getting spam. You're not getting a whole bunch of emails every day. It's just once per week. And if there's significant news, I'll do multiple. But right now, it's every Monday, so you got to check it out. Again, it's free and no spam. And check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback or digital. Grab a copy there. And if you want to expand your knowledge around crypto and blockchain tech, I have a course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. Right now, we got a huge sale. Get 50% off the price of the course by using the code BEAR, BEAR at checkout. So go to mycryptocourse.com to learn more. Folks, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.